Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. And today I want to share something with you that I saw on another YouTube channel, and I just thought I have got to try that. And so I'm going to take you along with me. I'm doing it a little differently than she did. The video was on paper crafting with Lou Collins, and I will have the video itself linked below, and then you can check out other things on her channel because she's got a lot of cool stuff. So what happens, she took copy paper, regular weight copy paper, and embossed it and die cut it. And I loved the embossing and die cutting folder, so I ordered it. It's on its way. But she used embossing ink and embossing powder and created this beautiful semi-translucent butterfly out of copy paper that you cannot see through. It was like magic watching it happen. And so I have to try it. I have got to try it. And I think maybe since this is sitting here, I'm just going to kind of crimp this on the edge just to add a little something something. Make sure that I don't clip my butterfly's wing in it. And I didn't actually plan on doing this, so I didn't get my embosser out or anything. And this actually was, was from last month's last month's journal that I made with Dear Julie. So I forgot to put it away. It was just sitting there staring at me. It didn't do much. I don't have enough oomph behind me to get anything. I've got a couple of little lines, but it probably won't make a big difference. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is get embossing ink all over the back side. And you can do either side. I'm doing the back side first because I can do it fast. After I put embossing ink on the other side, I'll have to let the embossing ink set a little bit, I think, in order to not have my ink run that's on my print. If I remember right. I may not be remembering that right. All right, and so I'm going to just, that's probably plenty, Tommy. Cover the back with my ultra fine clear embossing ink. Pick it up out of there. See how I did with the ink coverage. It does look like I've got it all over it. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to get my heat gun out. And so I will, well, my embossing heat tool is what it is. And I'll turn off the volume so you don't have to hear it. And I've said this before on embossing videos where I embossed. Do the back side, the opposite side of where you start, where your ink is, so that you're not just blowing all of your embossing powder off. embossed my cutting board. I wasn't thinking and didn't notice that I had embossing powder on it. So now it's fancy. And I did not get complete coverage on that. So I am going to just do another layer, and I'm just going to repeat what I just did. I'm going to do the exact same thing as I just did. Now look at this, you can already see color coming through from the print on the other side. I'm gonna do one more little dip there because I didn't quite get that corner. Maybe I don't have ink on that corner. Let's try that. All right, I'm gonna let that cool for just a minute while I try to clean up some of my excess stuff going on here. Really need to just clean off my desk because I have stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna turn this over, but first I wanna show you. See how you can already see through it a little bit and you couldn't before. Okay, that's cooled off. That's cooled off. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. And look, you can already see it on this side that it's starting to turn a little bit translucent. I don't know if you probably can't see that. My lighting is something I have never really worked on in this studio. And I really should. Now this side, it will be easier to see where I missed with the glue because of where the powder is not attaching. And actually, it looks like I got a pretty good coating on that. And since the back side has already got this on it, I'm not going to heat from the back side because it will remelt that and it'll probably start to singe. So I'm just going to come at this from the front. And while that's still hot, still very warm. Oh no. I've melted the back side to my other paper, so I may have a print on it. We'll see what happens. May not have been fast enough on that since it was stuck. We'll see. I don't want a thick coat, so we'll just see what happened. So I think, ouch, what I've learned from this is it gets just a tiny bit translucent, but not a lot. It does give it a really neat texture. I'm gonna try it again with just a piece of copy paper so you can see what I'm actually supposed to be getting. All right, so this is just a piece of scrap paper. I'm gonna make it a lot smaller so I'm not using so much stuff. And you can see that you can't see through it. Like, you can't see through it. I wonder if maybe my embossing pad is not wet enough. Let's see if I get a wetter one. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Maybe that's how I should have done the other one. Because I think that might have made the difference. Now I'm going to put this in there, wiggle it around, put the lid back on my embossing ink. Ha! Well, that didn't work because I probably need not to have the paper. Okay. Let's try this again. If it doesn't work this time, I'm not going to put this video up. I'll practice some more until I get it to work. Okay, that's working much better. So what I need to do is not have it down on a piece of paper. You can already see that it's translucent, more translucent. And I've only done one side, so I'm gonna let that cool off for just a second. Yep, and this definitely made a difference. I think maybe I just wasn't getting enough of the ink on there. Or my other ink pad was dry, who knows. I have seen people make embossing trays where they line like a cardboard box with aluminum foil. I have been thinking about trying that out. Let's see, let's get some more ink over here, or not ink, powder over here. Pardon my head if it was in there. Yep. Unprinted coffee paper definitely, or copy paper definitely works better. So I am going to work on this a little bit more, and then I'll come back after I think that I've got it figured out. All right, I'm back. I think I've got it figured out. This is the one that I just made. It didn't turn out too bad, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I cut off another piece of paper and I made it to fit right inside this embossing folder, because for some reason I feel like the embossing folder may be key to getting the look that she had. And so I got my little Sizzlix Sidekick out. And I keep my boards in here. And you tend to have to figure out, I think I'm gonna have to do this one. You have to figure out your sandwich just as you go. You don't wanna have to force it, but I feel like it kind of helps it if it makes a noise that you know that it's embossing. Yep, and that embossed just fine. Put these to the side. Put them up in a minute. Well, more than a minute. All right, so I've got this, and I am going to give it just a little bit of color. I've got some pink here, so I'm gonna put some pink. Because she put color on hers, and so I think maybe that might have helped with the end result. So I've got some pink here. It's worn lipstick, Distress Oxide. I'm not trying to be super neat. I'm just trying to get this technique figured out, okay? So don't tell me I could have been neater. I know I could have been neater. Put it just like that. All right, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of green in there too. Let's see. Where is my green? Oh, I don't think I used a dauber for the green when I had it out. I think I was using it for a stamp. So I'm going to use this tool, my finger tool. So there's somebody who says finger tool. Not a trademark, but she's kind of known for saying it, and I cannot right off the bat think of who it is. If you know who it is, let me know in the comments. It may come to me by the end of the video. It may come to me right now. She is from the Paper Outpost. Trying to think of her name now, and it's just not happening. All right. Wipe off the green from my finger. And let's try this again. Got my embossing ink here. And I'm going to need my baby wipe ready to wipe off my fingers, because they get super sticky doing this. You have to pretty well saturate your paper. I mean, you need to feel the sticky coming through it. And I built myself a little heat box. So I'm going to put my paper in here. I'm going to wipe off my fingers from the embossing ink, which is not really embossing ink, it's embossing glue. Add a little bit more of my powder into my container, because I used up quite a bit of it trying to figure out those others. Let's get this out. Let's make sure it's all covered first and then get it out. Go. Shaky shake. Put that down, and I'm leaving the tweezers holding it so that I don't burn my fingers again, because that didn't feel good. Matter of fact, I've got another pair that I'm going to put on the other end, just to hold it up and keep it from sticking to the foil tray. This is just a shoebox lid with aluminum foil in the top of it, or covering it. So here we go. Peel it off of the aluminum foil. I'm going to let it cool for just a second. That aluminum foil made a big difference. I will have to make this more of a permanent thing, because all I did was slap it on there. I think I may glue it down or something. When it's cooled down, I'm going to repeat that process on the back side. Get my embossing ink. Get the glue all over the back side. And that has sealed in that ink, so I can do this and I'm not going to smudge the ink. It's a nice little bonus that I didn't think about. Now, I do have some holes where the embossing folder went through the paper. I don't want to emboss my fingers, and so I need to get the glue off. And again, I'm going to adjust my tweezers on either end to hold it up. And I'm going to emboss it. I think I'm going to wipe those tweezers off so that I don't have embossing powder embossed onto the end of them, making them get all gooped up, because I have enough tweezers that are all gooped up. I don't need another pair. All right, here we go. Get that back up because, ouch. I'm going to turn that over so that it's falling back together over here where it's falling apart. And I got a couple of places that still need a little more heat. All right, letting that cool down, and it is very clear. It is very clear. I need to watch her video again to see how she keeps from tearing hers. Maybe my folder, my embossing folder, was a little too deeply embossed. Maybe I made my sandwich a little bit too stiff. I'm gonna flatten this out. Let's see, and this is the top. And that is definitely translucent. Let me get some, whoops, let me get some of my mess over here. Take a piece of dictionary page. You can definitely see the words through it. Matter of fact, I could even read, let's see, to become stunted, or, yeah, that's, okay, I like that. I like that technique. I'm gonna have to work with it a little bit more. But I think that something like that as an accent on a page, or as, you know, making a part of the page, if that was adhered on there, you can't see that. There we go. And I'll bring my camera in closer, or my video in closer right here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Lou Collins, for that video. And I'll make something out of this, and then I will add it at the end of this video. Instead of adding just a photo, I just wanted to come back and really show you what I did using that piece that I made with the technique from Lou Collins. I do like this one, the first one, even though it's not as translucent as it could be. You know, I can still see words through there, so it is semi-translucent. I like it. I will use it. But this is what I used the little piece, the last piece that I made. And what I did was I made a fold-over pocket, and it's just a book page. Or actually any paper, but we're using book pages right now. And you just fold it over. And then you fold it over so that these overlap. Now, my base was a little larger, so I folded it over to fit the base, and then I added a strip of paper down the back to cover the gap, because otherwise I had a big gap. And you'll glue those together, glue the bottom together, and you have a very simple pocket. So I did that, and then I added some dictionary page here. I added some washi here. I tear off strips of washi and I stick them to my lamp, and they're right there, and I can just grab it and use it if I want to. You do have to add glue, because after a while they collect dust and stuff from your room area. Where was I? Oh, and I put this on that piece of dictionary page that I showed you before, and put the dictionary page onto a piece of sheet music. I added liquid pearls in orange blossom to the centers of the flowers. Let's see, I spattered with my Spectrum Noir Sparkle in Onyx. I added some butterflies from Dear Julie Julie. I added a whale tail tab back here from a piece of ledger. Let's see. And then I inked all around the edges, so I think that covers everything that I did to make this really cool floating pocket. Not floating pocket, because it'll be fastened in. This really cool folded pocket. How about that? And I do like that technique. I will keep trying to perfect it, because I find it very intriguing and fun and worth, you know, investigating. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.